All right, if you remember 8 days ago, my buddy Justin Bowles and I put his Carolina rig tiny bait setup to the test, and it just did not work out. We came out here under really, really bad conditions. Well, we've got the polar opposite today. Perfect conditions, dead flat calm. Temperatures are warming. We had a big front come through a couple days ago, and we got out here early once again, though. We beat the rush. We are the first boat in this whole area. That's not going to be the case. It's a Sunday. It's going to be packed. But we're hoping to catch a few fish before the Armada gets here on these Carolina rigs. I'm throwing just a traditional jig head, but we got Joel on board with us. And he's throwing a Carolina rig as well, but with a bigger soft plastic. So we'll see what produces today. Yeah, it's going to be pretty, isn't it? Oh yeah, look at the shrimp. That's a good omen. There are those birds starting to collect. Yep, there you go. Starting to dip. We can go catch a few there if you want before we move on. Let me make another cast here though. Dude, how crazy is it that there's still this many shrimp in here in January? That's crazy. Joel caught fish yesterday. Oh, dude, I got popped.
No doubt?
No doubt, 100%. Fish yesterday on the birds, January 5th. All right, no bites on anything deep yet. And my crew wanted to come throw jerk baits on these rocks while the sun's still low. Got a little cloud deck just hanging right on the water surface, a little bit of fog. That should help these fish to bite these jerk baits for a little while. I know it's going to burn off as soon as that sun gets up. We're definitely going to do the Carolina rigs again at some point today, but right now we're looking for some nice speckled trout on these hard plastic baits. Yeah, you can kind of see that water line still from when we were here.
I know, way at the top ones.
Water's gorgeous. Oh, there's one. There's a fish. Second cast. That's a keeper, but man, he's not the size fish we were looking for. Long and skinny. I don't know, he may not be a keeper.
He ate it.
Yeah, he ate it.
Where'd you throw it?
Mirror lip. I don't know if this is a keeper. Yeah, he is. This episode of Marsh Man Masson brought to you by Puglia Sporting Goods. Oh, look at that sunrise. Man, is that pretty. It's gonna stop our bite though. You tie an FG knot or a double uni?
Oh, I tie Alberta.
Oh.
Like a modified
Oh yeah. Oh, there he is. Man, he hit it multiple times and finally got it. Yeah, better fish, but not the fish we're looking for. He hit that bait 3 times, or his buddy did, and he was just the unlucky one.
You see all this bait flickering there, Joel? Like on the line of the boat? I haven't been paying attention to it. Yeah, you don't want to pay attention to things like that when you're fishing.
Right. Just stare at the rocks. Like every Guggen. Yeah, bait is overrated. Finding prey. Really does. All right, here we go.
Look at this.
Goodness. That's why you come fish the rocks with jerk baits. If that was a real bait and he ate it, he wouldn't have to eat again for the rest of the winter. Oh, that's a good one. Oh, come on. You gotta be kidding. That was a good fish. That wasn't like what Justin's catching. All right, get him. That's a better fish. I mean, it's not world class, but it is a keeper. 14-incher maybe. Oh, shit.
Oh, the $8 mirror lip in Jefferson.
Can we take the $80,000 skeeter in there to go get it? Ooh, ain't worth it. Ain't worth it. Oh, I'm living right.
Where's this log at, Joel?
All right, fish on. Yep. He was out. He was out. Stay on, big boy. Get one of those other hooks. Oh man, is he barely hooked? Look at that. I'm gonna reel down to him. He was barely hooked. That was a good fish. That fish is so grateful right now. All right, we caught a few on jerkbaits. We missed a few on jerkbaits. But the Armada has shown up out here, and besides that, the sun's gotten up. It's really kind of quenched this bite with little bite we had. So we're gonna change gears again and try and catch some fish deep. There's our buddies, 2,500. Look at that. Look.
Googan.
Googans. Look out for the Googans.
Oh my.
Look at that one. Look at that one.
I think that tells you it's time to go.
Anybody can catch. I mean, look, that may be the smallest trout I've caught in my life. Get a picture, Joel.
Oh, I got one. Oh, shit.
Do you really? Way out here in the middle?
That's weird.
Is it bigger than mine?
Justin's is bigger.
Nope.
Hey, he's a
Slightly. He might be a keeper. That fish might be a keeper.
Handle that for me, Joe. I'm trying to read the text.
Fish on?
Oh, he's a good one.
I just had a bite.
By good one, I mean like 4 inches maybe.
Dude, that's nice. That's incredible.
We gotta get out of here.
I'm telling you. All right, spot number, I don't know, maybe 5 or so for the day. It's an area west of the Boat Brothers dock that's really hit or miss. Justin really likes it. I really hate it, but we're gonna give it a whirl. See if we can catch some fish deep. See what this Carolina rig can do. I ought to call this Blow Brothers. This spot blows. There's a fish. There we go. Is that what? You gotta be kidding. A bass on the bottom in 20 feet of water? That's not exactly a Louisiana pattern, is it?
Throw him in the box. Let him up.
You want him? Why not? Yeah, forget what I said about the Googans.
Look at this.
It'll be done. Look at this.
Yeah, no problem. Keep going.
Go ahead.
Keep going.
It's much less of a big deal in Justin's boat. In ours, it's like, grab a life jacket and hold on. Yeah, like look at this wake.
Yeah,
What would that do in our boat?
look, keep going.
Get him, Justin! Get him!
Don't throw that.
Oh.
Keep going, man. 2,500.
Look at. Are they looking, Joel? Look at this. Look.
Look, dude, an idiot.
People are morons. It's incredible.
I'm gonna go really fast and get it over in that little pocket real quick.
Oh, wait, we are getting a T-bone. Oh, God.
Are you?
Thank you. What a fucking hole. You gotta be kidding me.
Next time we're gonna.
Yo! Stuff like that drives me nuts. What an asshole. That's the same guy who just came through here with the kid on the boat. Like, he just ran wide open through here and then he went back. I guess he forgot his beer.
He probably remembers. He probably forgot his other kid.
Right.
He didn't strike me as the type to forget his beer.
Right.
I left my other kid in the truck. Get out the way, I'm gonna run you over.
This episode of Marsh Man Masson brought to you by Matrix Shad, and by Fitzgerald Fishing, and by Cito New Orleans, and by Versamax Courts, and by Death Grip Jig Heads. There we go. All right, Justin. Oh, goodness. Not exactly a big one.
Look at that. Is that a gill, man?
It sure is. That isn't legal, is it?
Was that a big old gar y'all were pulling in down there? Y'all got a huge gar down there, huh?
That's not legal. Entanglement nets are not legal.
Joey's coming to show you his gar.
Maybe I would catch fish if they would have all them down there.
All those gars? Y'all got a few of them, huh?
Yeah, we got what, 15?
Look at that. That's awesome.
Yeah, that's all we catch is
Y'all
small
catch
fish,
trout?
bro.
Yeah, we're catching a few.
What are they using for? I mean, who you selling to?
We sell them in Marksville.
Oh, okay. They eat them? Make gar balls?
Well,
Yeah,
they ain't
yeah.
that. There ain't nobody around here messing with it.
Yeah. That's a mess of gar. You remember Wolfman Jack, or you too young?
I don't know what that is.
It's a guy who talked just like that.
Wolfman Jack.
He was a radio DJ, famous nationally.
Is this legal what y'all doing here?
Well, it depends on who you ask.
Man, this has been an adventure today so far, huh? Can we go into Marsh and get away from people?
Yeah.
I'm telling you. It's right. You fish to get away from it all.
And we're all up in it.
There he is. Oh, it's wrapped around my rod tip. There we go. All right, there's a keeper. There's a keeper. Not on Justin's Carolina rig. Traditional jig head. All right, so even though we had a front go through 2 days ago, the last 2 nights have been really chilly. The water temperature throughout this area has not dropped a lot. It's been 60, 61, even 62 today. And that's got these fish up and out of these deep holes and scattered. So Justin's Carolina rig has definitely caught a few fish today, but it hasn't produced like it has been for him in the past. And I promise you, once this weather gets cold again and this water temperature drops into the 50s, it's gonna produce again. But he's gonna take us through how he sets this thing up, how he rigs it, and what makes it so productive.
Start with 20 or 30 pound braid on your spinning reel. I like a light reel with a stiff spinning rod, which is kind of hard to find a lot of times. But the stiff rod really helps cast in the ounce of weight, and it helps feel bites in deep, deep water. I go straight braid to a barrel swivel, and I talked to a couple people. I'll throw the 1 ounce bank sinker, or I'll throw 2 1/2 ounce egg sinkers. They kind of slam together whenever you jig it, so it makes a little bit of noise. Then I go from the barrel swivel to a 30 pound mono, about probably 2.5 to 3 foot foot. This one's been bit off and retied a couple times. Then to a 32nd ounce white perch jig head with, I'll use a Matrix Mini, I'll use a Finesse Minnow, or a Zoom Tiny Fluke. I think what it does is when this weight hits the bottom that deep, the thick mono helps float the bait up, and it just stays suspended in the water column off the bottom so the fish can see it all the time, whereas a jig might just sit on the bottom for a little bit until you pop it. And that's the reason I think it's effective. And it's a very small bait, and I think at wintertime is good to fish smaller lures. This just gets this small bait down to where the fish are, basically.
So even though it is such a small bait, you still do catch some really nice trout on it, right?
Oh yeah, you catch plenty of nice trout on it. And another good thing about it is you pretty much catch everything that hits it because they engulf it because it's so tiny. And I got to give a shout out, I really just started fishing this whole type of setup this past year. I know John Rucker is the man with fishing this, and he's answered any questions I have. It definitely takes some getting used to when you're used to fishing a jig. It just feels like a ton of weight out on the end of the line, and it takes a little bit of getting used to feeling the hits. A lot of times you'll go to pop it and there'll be a fish on and you never knew he hit it. But it's definitely deadly effective down here.
All right, and are you just kind of picking the rod up and setting the rod down?
It depends. I'll vary it. I normally only do like one pop with it, and I'll pop it off the bottom, let it land, then maybe the next one I'll do a little softer till I figure out what's working best.
All right, all three of us on this boat absolutely love speckled trout. We love to catch them, we love to target them, but they're really not cooperating right now. And I know it will be cooperating, and that's bass and redfish, because this water is so low. As I mentioned, the water temps are in the 60s. That's like perfect. So we're gonna go catch some bass and reds. This should be a cakewalk. I hate to jinx this, but this should literally be a cakewalk. No problem. Right now, it's off to catch bass and reds. Fish on, fish on. There's a bass. All right. Right on the edge of the grass, watermelon candy, z-craw. Oh, I just got thumped. But this bayou is almost always chin clear. Oh, there we go. Hopefully that was on camera. You saw how far that fish jumped? Oh, goodness. He hit it like he wanted it. He was not bashful. Pick your pocket back here. All right. Whew, look at this, barely hooked. Got a whisker. Man, made of steel though. Smart person might throw right where I caught that fish. See?
What is that?
It's a bass. Or is it a red?
Maybe a red. It's heavy.
He's heavy?
It's a red.
It's a red. Is he a keeper?
Hey.
Yeah, he's a keeper. All right. Good job, Justin. I knew this would be on. I mean, you look out at an area like this and there's nothing but matted grass. It just makes it so easy to pick out the areas where the fish could be holding, like that one that Joel just picked off. Good fish, Joel. I just love this low water situation for doing this. There he is. Oh, I missed mine. Get him, Justin. That's a good trout. I mean, good bass. Good fish. I mean, relatively. On Toledo Bend, you'd curse your bad luck. But here, that's a good fish. Missed him, Joel? Oh, there we go. Fish on, fish on. Nice, good bass. There we go. That's a really good bass.
Yeah. Oh, here you go. In my pocket.
What in the world are you? I don't think you're a bass. All right, definite red. There we go. I threw right in his mouth. Before I even engaged the reel, he was on there. He's probably net worthy, but ooh, this coat's gonna have to come off.
Is it coming up?
Yeah.
Oh, looky there, looky there. Oh, nice. He was way out, huh?
Yeah. Way out.
So that next bayou we're going to, that's how we often catch them. Oh, goodness. Wow.
Oh, that ain't bad.
Yeah, he didn't hit it like a bass. He hit it like a red. That might be a legal fish.
Yeah, that's most probably because he is a red fish.
Thank you there, Justin. All right, two things I want to show you. One is that I'm dressed like an Eskimo and it's really gotten warm out here. Secondly, more importantly, I want to show you what we're fishing. It's no coincidence that we're catching a ton of our fish pulled out way off the bank in the middle of this little area. But you can see there's a bunch of drains coming in here. This grass is all matted through here. You can see a drain there, matted grass again, another drain here, and then another one there, and Justin just missed a fish. But all these fish have been pulled out of these backwater areas into this little deeper water here. And it's not terribly deep, it's probably about 4 feet, and they're all just ganged up in here. We're making random casts all through here, having no trouble catching bass. Also some really, really nice redfish. Now all that west wind we had a couple of days ago has this water a little bit off. It's not perfect, but it's good enough to produce fish. And really, look, they have no place else to go. So you find an area like this, they're gonna be stacked up, and sure enough they are today. I promise you we can find other areas like this throughout the marsh, and believe me, we will be hunting for them. Now I've fished this general bayou a number of times, and I've never caught fish in here in this exact area set up this way. That's just the value of remaining mobile and moving and moving and moving and fishing, because you find stuff like this. And now we kind of know for the next area we go to what we want to look for on this particular day. Oh, it feels a lot better with that coat off. Trust me, you probably want to take that thing off. There he is. Oh, Joel. What you got, a red?
Better loosen that drag, boy.
Don't fall in, Joel. Is it a rat? Oh, Joel broke off again. Look at that. Joel's line broke. That never happens.
Ever.
I mean, that hasn't happened in at least like an hour. Oh, goodness. Wow. Surf on in, big boy. Either way, you're going to be fried up tonight.
I'm going to take some bass and try them, which you always say they're so good.
What do you mean try 'em? You never eaten bass?
I've eaten them like quite a while back, but I was never a big fan.
Okay, well, if you eat a 2-pound bass, they're horrible. But you eat these little 1/2 to 1 pounders, they're delicious. Oof. Are y'all still fishing? Am I the only one on the boat throwing a bait?
This is where the editing.
There we go, finally. Somebody lends me some assistance.
Oh, I just missed mine.
Yeah, you see?
That would have been a triple.
Get him, Joel, get him!
Got a red.
You got a red? He hasn't come up? Yeah, he's looking redfish-like now.
Oh, that knot's going to break.
On that 16-inch red.
Joel.
He likes as much line out. He uses a 7-foot rod and leaves 9 feet of line out. Hey, where'd those pliers go? Oh, I see them.
Be a good Marsh.
Yeah, I'll help you out. Just a moment.
That looks like
Get him, Justin! Oh, nice bass.
You got a nice bass.
The brush is delicious bass. You remember Napoleon Dynamite?
When you catch them like this, you just leave the ice chest door open. See, Justin doesn't go with the slush theory.
I do.
You do?
I make a slush before we leave. Like I'll empty both of them bags and then dump some buckets of water in there.
Oh, so you do it after the fish have gotten rotten.
Well, the buckets are right back there, bud.
There he is, redfish. I'm not sure he's a keeper. I don't think he is. Think so?
Yeah, he's a keeper.
Oh yeah, he's a keeper. He's a little bigger than I thought he was. There we go, Justin. This is silly. This is silly action. This is why we came and did this and abandoned those speckled trout. Joel's got one, so that's a double bass. I just threw a red into the ice chest. And we haven't moved the boat. Here, Justin, let me help you out there, buddy. Sure. I'm here to help you all out. Missed him? Oh, Joel, that's a gorilla. That is a gorilla.
That's a big bass.
Dude, look at that fish.
Please don't break.
That's how he'll break off. He'll break off on side of the boat.
Joel, did you tie a good knot? That's a dumb question.
The knot will be fine. It's just the line.
He's using that. I mean, he's in college. He's using Zepco monitoring.
Here, I'm gonna lip him. You want me to lip him?
No, I'm just swinging.
You gonna swing him? That's a big bass. We're not gonna keep him. Take care of that fish. We're gonna let him go. That's a big fish. That's the biggest bass you caught in a while. I bet that fish is 3 pounds. Dude, I was wondering if you were gonna set the hook. Look at that. Double. Double. I threw in this one's mouth.
Mine's a little bigger.
Quit bragging. Mine will taste better. All right, Joel, if you catch the next 5 in a row, then you don't have to count the fish. Yep. Otherwise, you gotta count them. The vote was 2-1 that you gotta count the fish. But I'm giving you a little chance to redeem yourself.